Hello again. Welcome back to Mike's Wooden Things and Stuff. I think I called it. Maybe Stuff and Things. Anyway, if you saw earlier on the channel, I made this little spatula. This fancy little curvy, funky spatula out of some random offcuts from the drawer and other various locations around the shop. And it turned out pretty cool and I enjoyed it and it was fun. And so today I was looking for some more scraps to make into something else, and I actually found the offcut from that. And I made more fun, funky stuff. I made a little spoon and a little sort of cake knife that is actually sharper than you'd expect for being wood. So if you want to see how I made these out of the scraps from the thing that I built out of scraps, stick around and you'll be able to. Because I'm going to show you. It was fun. Okay, time for voiceover Mike. Here we go. Go voiceover Mike. Alright, let's watch this guy draw a spoon. So at this point, I literally thought I was just going to make a spoon. So I drew it out, cut off the tip there, and so I could stand it up on its side, and run it through the table saw this way, because it was too fat. Like me, I'm also too fat. But I can't fix that with a table saw. And over to the bandsaw, cut it out somewhere close to the line so I can take it over to the spindle sander and just clean it up, make it all back to the line that I drew, because why did I bother drawing it if I'm not going to use the line that I draw? And then I can take it over to the bench and draw out the bowl of the spoon. Is that what it's called? The spoon part of the spoon? It's called a bowl, right? Anyway, I'm going to call it that. I'm going to give myself a guideline for when I start getting rid of the material and like hollowing out the bowl, because that's what it's called, I've decided. And I decided I was going to use the Forstner bit to try and get most of the bulk of the material out. Because I could, stop it a 1/4 inch from the bottom, and unfortunately, Forstner bits have a giant spike in the middle of them. So when the spike gets to a 1/4 inch from the bottom, the actual bit itself does not get very much material out of there. Look at that. So I decided I'd try a 60 grit sanding disc on my random orbit sander, and that wasn't going fast enough. So I grabbed a chisel, and that was significantly more efficient, but I don't have a rounded carving chisel or anything, so just random bench chisel off the wall that was not actually even that sharp. I need to learn how to sharpen my stuff. But, I just, hack away at it and get through it eventually. At least I got my little divots to let me know how far to go down. Look at this idiot maneuver right here. This is stupid. You do not do this when you're carving. Look at, if that chisel comes through that wood while I'm pushing it that hard and goes into my hand, I'm going to the hospital. That's terrible. Oh, man. That's scary just to watch me do that. Anyway, so I got most of it removed. I could go back to the sander and start smoothing it out. I got a little bowl shape going there. It's just a stirring spoon. It doesn't have to have a super deep bowl, right? Anyway, that's what I'm going to tell myself. This part is super fun, actually. If you've never carved with a spinning wheel of sandpaper, you should do that. It's super fun. And get it all rounded over and nice and smooth and all that good stuff. And then I looked over at the scrap piece that I cut off when I made it not fat, and it kind of looked like a knife. So here's where I decided that instead of making a spoon, I would make a spoon and a knife. So here we go. We just draw ourselves a knife shape. I thought, my wife makes cakes and stuff, so maybe she could use it to spread icing or so. I don't know what I was thinking, but I hate wasting wood, and I can't even burn it right now because all the fire bans and stuff. So why not try to make something useful out of random pieces of nice wood? All right, bandsaw, spindle sander, same kind of process, but it was just, it was too thin in the handle area. So I found another random offcut of maple, and thought I could probably get 2 knife scales out of it, and it took a lot of finagling. I had to draw a couple of different times to try and get 2 knife scales out of this one piece of maple, but eventually I did manage to find it. Go to the other end. There you go. I managed to get 2 knife scales out of this little sort of 1/4 inch piece of maple. And then I could go over to the bandsaw and kind of generally hack them out. I wasn't being super careful, as long as there was enough wood there that I could get them glued to the tang of the knife. I guess it's a tang, even if it's made out of wood, right? I don't know. Glue, 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 glue. Clamp, clamp. And just let that cure on there. And get all solidified. Science. And then I can, take it out of the clamps, get it back to where it needs to be, and then put a couple of pegs in there. These are just decorative, but knives have these metal pegs that attach the scales to the tang, so I thought, I'll just put a couple of oak dowel bits in there just as, decorative peg type things. I don't know, is there a name for those on a knife? I don't know, doesn't matter. And of course they're super loose because commercial dowels are garbage and they're not actually the width that they say they are, but it's just decorative, so whatever. Sanding the spoon while I'm waiting for the dowels to cure. The glue on the dowels, I guess the dowels themselves aren't curing, but then I can lop off the extra with the flush trim saw, sand them flush, and back over to the spindle sander to get it all nice and round and make it feel nice in your hand. And then there we go. We'll sharpen it up. Sharpening a knife with a random orbital sander. And the same finish that I used on the spatula, just so that it's all a nice matched set. It's Howard's Feedin' Wax, I think it's called. It's like carnauba oil and beeswax, kind of butcher block type stuff. You just rub it into the surface, and let it sit for a bit, come back, wipe off the extra that's sitting on the top, and do it again the next day, and away you go. Got yourself I'm gonna say it's a cake knife, because that would cut a nice moist chocolate cake, and it would be extra delicious because it was cut with a mahogany Paduke maple knife. That would make a cake more delicious, I think. And the spoon is for craft dinner. It's a craft dinner spoon and a chocolate cake knife. Yeah, that's what it is. And you know what? Even if neither one of them ever got used, I spent a couple hours in the shop not wasting wood and making some fun things and sharing it with all you guys. So, hope you enjoyed it. I guess if you made it this far, you enjoyed something about it. So, thanks. We'll see you next time when I'm making something else. Lots more stuff to come. Oh, hey. All right. Bye for now.